My name is Malinda. I am from Nairobi, Kenya, and I'm based in Rotterdam. What I was thinking about what is an African museum is that I think of the museum in Nairobi, the National Museum of Kenya. What they exhibit in their exhibitions, in their spaces, is not unlike what you would see in an ethnographic museum in Europe. And so I find that interesting, because then what does that say about what we're saying about ourselves? Like, how are we looking at ourselves if it's similar to how the West is looking at us? When you have objects that are taken from or out of their space of functionality, then if you get into dialogue with the object or with its new space, then actually stories get told. They had dolls that were like fertility objects or had some kind of quality that was ascribed to them. And once taken out of that context, they no longer exhibit these qualities. And so when you look at it as an aesthetic object, then it becomes something completely different. You know, Peter and I are working to investigate how, in particular, certain objects in the Danish museum have been exhibited. The idea that a lot of the objects that were accrued during colonialism were primarily functional objects in their places of origin, and they are brought to the West and ascribe certain aesthetic values that they didn't originally have. And then they come to represent an Africa that is a Unitarian identity of a huge land. And I feel personally as an African that it's not accurate they're not accurate in their representation and how they're exhibited and how the shows are curated here. And so the idea that we've come up with is to have conversations within the museum space about one object and start on a micro scale, and then go even bigger, going with the circumference of the object. So object on the table, object in the room, object in the corridor, object in ethnographies, object in museum architecture.